I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Over a decade ago, director Gore Verbinski remade the Japanese horror classic Ringu into an American horror classic with The Ring. Now, 15 years later, that killer videotape is getting an upgrade for the digital age with rings. And sure, maybe not everyone was clamoring for a new Ring movie, but after the underwhelming boredom of The Ring 2, anything has to be a step up. But long before Samara crawled out of TV screens, there was another horror franchise about killer ghosts who escaped out of TV screens.
They're here.
Yes, when producer Steven Spielberg and director Tobe Hooper teamed up on 1982's Poltergeist, it made for one of the greatest horror flicks of the 1980s. And for kids like me who saw that movie and its sequel on TV as a kid, it led to a lot of traumatic childhood memories. The dude ripping his face off, the evil clown doll, the vomit monster, that creepy preacher.
You are gonna die!
But the one I never got to watch was the final chapter of the trilogy from 1988, Poltergeist III. Then again, not a lot of people did see it, after MGM pulled back on marketing the third movie when little Carol Ann herself, Heather O'Rourke, died 4 months before the film was released, another victim of the fabled Poltergeist curse. And that curse would also extend to the film's awful reviews and limp box office. But now we shall see for ourselves whether this deserved to be the film which put the Poltergeist franchise to rest. I mean, unless you count that Poltergeist TV show. Oh, and there was also that Poltergeist remake that came out a year or so ago. Anyone remember that? No? Nobody remembers the Poltergeist remake starring Sam Rockwell? Anyone? Anyone?
Bueller.
So as you know, Carol Ann is back as one of the 2 remaining cast members from the last 2 movies, as she's now moved to Chicago to attend a special school for emotionally troubled children, while living in a luxury skyscraper with her Aunt Pat, played by Nancy Allen, her husband Bruce, played by Tom Skerritt, and his daughter Donna, played by Laura Flynn Boyle. As you may imagine, Carol Ann's been having a lot of trouble recovering from her ghost-related trauma over the past few years, but her psychiatrist is hell-bent on proving to her it's all a bunch of hooey.
Apparently, she actually convinced an entire neighborhood that it was haunted. She actually might be capable of inducing mass hypnosis.
Yes, that makes sense. A whole neighborhood of people were hypnotized by a little girl into seeing a house collapse in on itself. Which one of you is supposed to be the crazy one again? However, the evil Reverend Kane from the last movie is back once again in spirit form, trying to use the mirrors in Carol Ann's apartment to escape from limbo and get the girl to lead him towards that heavenly light.
Hello.
And after Donna ditches babysitting Carol Ann to go hang out with the cast of Stranger Things, hell, I think this one actress from earlier in the movie is Barb, Kane's spirit wreaks havoc all around the building, trying to chase down Carol Ann, which telepathically alerts Tangina, the psychic from the last 2 movies, to fly over to Chicago and once again save Carol Ann from being dragged into the spirit world.
Tangina? My God. We found her.
Now, changing the setting up from a suburban neighborhood to a metropolitan skyscraper sounds like a refreshing change-up for the Poltergeist franchise. I mean, if it worked for Gremlins 2, why the hell shouldn't it also work for Poltergeist 3? Well, the things that made the first 2 Poltergeists so great was the believable bond between the Freeling family, and the genuine terror they had at the shit going on around them. But this time, Carol Ann is staying with an aunt and uncle who constantly talk about how much she annoys them behind her back.
Let Dr. Seaton deal with Carol.
Maybe she's your niece.
I don't care.
I mean, come on, guys, that girl is literally dead. Show her some goddamn respect. Also, these people are barely terrified by the demonic ghosts haunting their building. I mean, these fucking ghosts literally turned a woman's hair white in the first movie, but these guys react to them with a mere, huh. In terms of the effects, though, they're not actually half bad. Seeing as most of the movie centers around using mirrors, the way they're able to film in the mirrors without ever showing the camera is insanely impressive. It just tends to be a bit much after a while. Alright guys, we're very impressed with the mirrors. Unless you want to do the Groucho Marx mirror gag from Duck Soup, then tone this shit down. Also, Tangina's death scene in this movie is, something that has to be seen to be believed. Congratulations, it's a girl? Also, how is this the second time that Tom Skerritt has seen something burst out of somebody's stomach? Rest in peace, John Hurt. But by the time we get to the third and final act of the movie, where Scarrett and Alan have to journey alone into the spirit world to save Carol Ann and their daughter, the shit goes completely off the rails. They get chased by Knight Rider, Christine, and Herbie in Night of the Living Cuz. They get locked in a freezer where frozen animal carcasses come back to life, and it's so obvious they had to film around Heather O'Rourke's death that they have to hide the face of her stunt double. And no disrespect meant towards Heather O'Rourke, the poor girl died way too soon. But even if her death hadn't thrown a wrench into this movie's production, Poltergeist 3 still would have sucked the big one. The characters are annoying, the plot is confusing, and though it has some unintentionally hilarious moments, there ends up being nothing to justify it being made. So you can chalk this crappy sequel up as another victim of the Poltergeist curse, which does not apply to Craig T. Nelson, because he will never die. They're here, and they brought along the beer that we'll drink in order to play the awfully good drinking game. Take a shot or drink every time the characters call out each other's names, but be warned, if you drink every single time they do this, you will die of alcohol poisoning.
Carol Ann! Bruce!
Carol Ann!
Bruce!
Carol Ann?
Even the audience was joining in. Carol Ann! Carol Ann! Bruce!
Chief McLeod.
You see another mirror break or crack. Ah, that mirror must have known what Laura Flynn Boyle would end up looking like in a couple of decades. The psychiatrist says he doesn't believe in the paranormal activity going on.
She made me believe I saw a coffee mug fly off my desk into the mirror.
Stop this stupid sideshow. Can't you see that Carol Ann's behind this?
Seriously, this character is so ridiculously skeptical in this movie that if he saw Linda Blair in The Exorcist, he'd say, "Oh, come on, she's just got the flu." And take a double shot when they do another variation on the catchphrase, "They're here."
We're back!
A dinosaur story.
As well as when you see the second best death scene in the movie.
Mind the steps, sir. Your floor, sir.
And on the nudity watch, other than a bunch of mischievous teens jumping into a pool, the closest thing you'll see to stripping naked here is when Laura Flynn Boyle's skin rips off to reveal she's one of the poltergeists in disguise. Well, no wonder Stacy is so mental. Wayne Campbell was telling the truth after all.
And they thought it was her.
Are you mental? Get the net!
On the enjoyableness continuum scale from Bull to Bruce, Poltergeist 3 is so muddled and confusing, you'll find yourself yelling at the screen. What's happening? And heads towards a light of 5 out of 10. Whenever you see a TV that's playing this movie, I think we all know what to do. I'm Jesse Schaefer, JoBlo.com, and don't forget to subscribe to JoBlo Videos, our brand new YouTube channel, which will be the new home for awfully good movies, and the rest of your favorite JoBlo original series. Yes, it is truly the birth of a new era here at JoBlo.com, so subscribe today!
JoBlo, he sure likes to drink a lot.